Hello, I'm Damian Barr and I am delighted to be one of the shortlisted authors for the Best First Novel Award as given by the Authors Club. Congratulations to the other shortlisted writers and thank you to the judges for choosing You Will Be Safe Here. This is the paperback which has come out during lockdown. It's a story set in South Africa which spans over 100 years. It takes us from the Boer War, the Second Boer War, up until now, and it's about how history, if it doesn't exactly repeat itself, well, as Twain said, very often rhymes. This is a wee reading from the very beginning. It's the diary of Mrs. Sarah van der Walt, whose husband is away fighting the English on commando, and she is watching the English get closer and closer to her farm as they enact this policy of scorched earth, which was, of course, the precursor for the invention of the concentration camps. And it begins, like all diaries, on the 1st of January. We know they are coming. We've watched the smoke rise for 2 weeks now, knowing they will soon be at our gates, the gates you promised to finish whitewashing when you returned. All day, every day, tidy pillars billow straight up into the summer sky. No breeze dares bother them. Day by day, farm by farm, the English draw closer. Even on Christmas morning, we woke to smoke spooling across the sky like wool waiting to be wound. It cleared as you said prayers and we sat down to lunch. I still worry that pork was dry. The Creels are only 6 miles east, and when their big red barn goes up, the barn it took 20 men a winter to build, it'll be us next. The chair I'm sitting on, every berry ripening on the tree outside the window, every fruit, every tree, they will all go. I still struggle to believe the news that reaches even our half-painted gates. Soon, everything we've built in our 10 years here will be gone. I've taken to rising even earlier so I can wander our 5 rooms alone. Remember when we had just 1 room? I blink hard and press my eyelids together to engrave it all where I can always see it. I hope you remember it too, Samuel. I've often embarked on a diary with the new year and found my thoughts ran out long before the pages, but I'm resolved to keep at this. I'm setting these words down for us and for Fred. He's outside bothering Letty, who is calling, so I must go in a minute. I'm writing at our kitchen table, where we sat and prayed and talked and laughed and worried all these married years. Every evening after dinner, you tapped your pipe out and it left little scorches. Now I run my fingers over the marks, regretting every tut. I'll read this to you when you return victorious. Our cause is just. God will preserve you, Samuel. Remember Psalm 110. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. That day is coming. Now, I must go and see what Letty wants. The rest of the diary takes up the biggest proportion of the book, and I'm delighted to hear that readers have been going to the Anglo-Boer War Museum in Bloemfontein and asking for copies of Sarah's diary, which doesn't exist anywhere other than in this novel. The book is dedicated to the women and children and men who died during that conflict. More women, children and men died in those camps than soldiers died on both sides of the war. And the book is also dedicated to a young boy called Raymond Boys, who was the inspiration for the boy in the second part of the book, which is set in contemporary South Africa, a boy who is sent to a camp that promises or threatens to make men out of boys. And although that boy, Raymond, isn't my character, Willem, his story was part of the inspiration for it. And it's a story, as both parts are, about facing great darkness and taking into that the light of love and the light of friendship, which at the end of the day is all we have. So thank you for shortlisting You Will Be Safe Here, and good luck to the other shortlisted authors. And thanks again to the judges.